This could be the real deal, boys. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Reggie and Jerome podcast. I am your co-host, Big D, sitting here with my player partners as I'm always with. Sammy C to my left.
Yo.
Big J to my right.
What's going on, everybody?
We're back at it. Another eventful and successful weekend for our birds. We had turned the page on the Kansas City Chiefs again. And I wanted to, before we even start the podcast, I want to ask you guys, are we done with the Chiefs now?
Yeah, for sure. I think when we did the podcast about going over the schedule and shit, it was, who has a loss for us? Who has a dub? I don't think any of us had a loss. Oh, no. I think me and you did, right there?
I think I had a loss for that.
I think I did too.
Somebody's taking a victory lap right now.
Yeah.
Who would that person be?
Victory!
Shout out my boy Ike Reese on that one.
Yeah, you had that one, J.A. I'll give you that one. I thought they would put up more of a fight. The game was weird anyway. I think playing in Kansas City is a tough place to play. I don't care what the records are. I don't care what the teams are. It's a really tough place to play. A friend of mine was at the game, and they said it was louder than the Link. Like, you can't see that from the television. Obviously, you can't hear it, but they're like, yeah, like, bros.
It's the way the stadium's constructed, how it wraps up like that. It just bounces back off the walls into the stadium.
Wow, that's crazy. So it's a tough place to play, and the Birds got the dub against the
and they're different than we are. They just scream. You know, over at the Link, we say we talking shit to the players.
That's another.
We're not just screaming.
That's another thing they said. They could not believe how kind they were to the opposing fans. I remember going to Carolina to see the Birds play, and it was the same thing. I was just walking down the street, and I saw all this green, and we had beat Carolina, and I was like, yeah, this shit wouldn't happen on Broad Street. Oh, y'all motherfuckers like laughing and joking. And like, I know we get a bad rap for being Philly fans sometimes, but we was just like walking through there willy-nilly. And it was just like, yeah, this is not happening in Philly. So.
Yeah, you walking by, hey, good game.
And that's literally what it was like, you know what I mean? But yeah, we don't the Chiefs for this year. I don't think we'll see them again either way. So another dub for the Birds. Before we get started, we got to do what we always do. We take these are turning into victory shots because we keep winning. Mm-hmm. So, guys, let's take our victory shots to the Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Ooh. So, now that that's out the way, let's recap the game, what we saw, what stood out to us, what we liked, and what you didn't like. I'm going to start on this one with what we saw. Quite honestly, we saw a lot of the same we saw against the Cowboys. We weren't really sure about the innovation of the offense. The D played a lot better in my estimation. So that's one of the things that I saw when it came to what they did. I did watch a little bit of a replay in some of the film. The defense seems to be forming into shape. We'll talk about the new acquisitions and some of the rookies a little later on. But that's one of the things that I saw that really stood out to me. Sammy, what was one of the things that stood out to you?
I think the biggest thing that really stood out to me was how we came out the gate, right? We had the ball, drove down the field. I think we started with a field goal. We were up 3-0. But I think it was just, how the media always hypes it up on, it's a rematch of the Super Bowl, To me, I don't think it really bothered us. I think it honestly, fueled our fire.
Mm.
It was a really boring game to watch, but it was also because it was really a defensive game. And Jalen Hurts, he was not the best, I want to say. You know, he had a better game against the Cowboys than what he did against the Chiefs.
Agreed.
But the biggest thing is that they came out ready to play. I think maybe not the offense. The defense definitely showed up. And you're talking about going into Arrowhead, their home opener. You know, they want to beat the champs.
Wounded, lost week 1.
Yeah. They're wounded from the lost week 1, and then they get their home, their home shot to take down the Super Bowl champs, and they just couldn't come up with it.
Yeah. Well said. All of that is absolutely true. I thought about a lot of those things as well, especially the media has a way of forming narratives when it comes to things like rematches and things of that nature. And they sure as hell did that, obviously. All the Fox hosts were there. That was like the game of the week. That was like the big shit. They wanted to promote it being the Super Bowl rematch that it really wasn't. So I get it. They did what they had to do to win the game. Joey, what stood out to you?
Defensive line. Jalen Carter didn't seem to have his legs underneath of him. So that was a little concerning for me. But they still played very well. But Jordan Davis played a hell of a game.
Watching it, I didn't think so. And then I watched a little later on. I was like, he had a pretty good game.
Getting pressure to the quarterback, getting his hands on a few footballs, breaking up the pass. It's huge. When, they were already hurting, but we knew going into the game that we had one of our cornerbacks that was going to get targeted in Adoree Jackson, to be able to pretty much stop that from happening, getting to Mahomes, getting his hands on a few football. That was huge. And not only for the team, but for Jordan Davis. I feel like that's something Jordan Davis wants to do from start to finish, and he proved that he can do that. On the offensive side of the ball, listen, new offensive coordinator, I get it. He's got 2 weeks grace. It's over now.
Oh, okay.
You gotta get the pass game going. I will give Chiefs some credit. Defense is stout. You were playing in Arrowhead, but there's no reason. You got 2 top 15 wide receivers in the NFL, and you can't even get. You had 101 yards passing. It's just not good enough. I understand a win is a win is a win, and I will stand by that. But you gotta get better. You gotta scheme some guys open. And other than that, shout out to our defense. They played pretty fucking well.
Yeah, I think that's what stood out to me. All of what you say is true. I'm okay with clearly I'm okay with the win, but I'm also okay with the Jalen Hurts 19 for 25 for 200 yards. But it just seemed like, and he was 100 away from that. It seems like there's no offensive flow right now. And that could be because of the coordinator, but I know you can't replicate games in the preseason, especially when your starters don't play.
It goes back to that for sure.
And you can't do it in practice. You just can't. Guys aren't trying to knock your block off in practice. Even when you do joint practices, you just really can't do it. The one thing you can do in practice, though, is throw. You're not running Saquon up the middle in practices or in joint practices. You're not doing that. But one-on-one on the outside, you can do that shit. And I don't know where the disconnect is yet. I'm hoping that they're working on that and they're going to find that. My thing is, what happens when you need it and you can't get it? That's what I'm scared of. My thing is, they can win games all they want, but there's going to become a game when they're down 2 scores. What do you do then? You can't continue to do that. You can't continue to run Saquon into a brick wall. You'll end up killing him by week 8. So the defense carried the day on Sunday. They played phenomenal. That's what stood out to me. But what also stood out to me is I need to see a little innovation. I know last year was last year, but there were quite a few games in the beginning of the season where they kind of looked like this as well. You know, I keep going back to that Saints game. They looked terrible in that game. And granted, they didn't have everybody at their disposal, but they had enough. And, you know, do we think with Dallas Goedert is that much of a factor that made them not play up to the ability in the passing game? I don't know. Like,
I really don't think so, though, because you think about last year. I mean, we lost Dallas Goedert for a few games, I think, last year too. But Calcaterra came up clutch and the needs that we need.
He had a couple of really good games last year.
Yeah, but it all goes back to, I think it's the offensive coordinator. And I feel like we're not at that flow of pace. Like,
yeah,
I don't know how many times we were watching the game together, but how many times did it get down to like 3 seconds before Jalen Hurts was able to hike the ball?
Great point. I forgot about that, but
you know
you're
what I'm
absolutely
saying?
right.
Like,
yeah.
It just felt like he's calling in the plays and then Jalen's relaying it to everybody and then they're just not getting the ball off. Like, there was at least once or twice that they had to call a timeout on. But at the same time, it's like you need to open that pass game up. I don't know what the hell they were doing at wide receiver 3 because they just kept rotating everybody in. It was really confusing to me. Remember, they went from Mechie to, I think Cooper even went out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
you started the game like that. That was weird.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. That's what I was going to get to is the first play of the game that we threw the ball. It was to A.J. Brown for 8 yards. And then you don't see him. Like, I don't know. I don't get it, but obviously they need to work on it. They need to fix it because, like you said.
They know.
No, they 100% know.
They know.
But like you said, I mean, you're running Saquon to a brick wall. And, okay, you put A.J. Dillon in? He's going to do the same damn thing. So you need to get that passing game going. You had a few where they blitzed and Jalen Hurts just threw it up. Thank God Smitty, he made good plays on the ball.
He did.
But that was my one thing that I just did not like about it. It's just the offense just seemed really, really slow to me.
Agreed. And, obviously we're talking about, what stood out to us, and those things were glaring that stood out to us. It definitely stood out to me as well. The flow thing, it definitely stood out to me. I just didn't understand any of the flow. With that being said, they did win the game. And there were some things that I did like.
I got some interesting information. Eagles offense, right? 11 plays from the pistol, 1 pass. 14 plays from under center, 0 passes. 33 plays from shotgun, 26 of them were passing plays.
The pistol one. Say the pistol one again.
11 plays from the pistol. 1 of them was the pass. First play of the game.
It's AJ, bro.
Okay. I have to look at the tape, but normally the pistol means you're in 12 personnel, 2 tight ends and a running back. Most teams RPO the shit out of the pistol. But you can also do a lot of damage through the air in the pistol if you have a 2,000-yard running back. So I'm glad you brought that up because it's going to make me look at those plays again. And if that's the case, there's something scheme-wise that might be missing. Because I'll tell you, who 2022's coordinator, Shane Steichen?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you probably looked at his plays calls out of that, it was probably 50-50. He was fucking really good at it, bro. And we didn't have Saquon.
Look what he's doing with Danny Dimes.
Yeah, I ain't gonna talk about that. I mean, that's the killer set for somebody like him, or somebody like Lamar. You can do anything out of that set. So they got to go back to the drawing board. At the end of the day, they got to go back to the drawing board on all that shit. But that's great information that I'm going to definitely dive deeper into. And I'm going to be interested to see what they do out of those sets this Sunday. So those are the things that stood out to us. I also wanted to talk about some of the things that stood out to us that we liked in the game. Not so much player-wise, but on one or two sides of the ball, whether it was offensive or defensive side. Sammy, what stood out to you? Obviously, we know they didn't pass the ball like the way you wanted to, but what stood out to you on either one of those sides of the ball that you did like?
I would have to say definitely the defensive side of the ball. To me, obviously, we all know we have a certain guy that played really well in the safety part, free safety, but
I'm not talking so much.
You're just talking about
So
in general.
So
okay.
Yeah, I mean more so along.
Well, I'm going to say then the defensive line with the blitz. I love the blitz that they did last. They made Mahomes run, and we were talking about it during the game. I mean, if he's going to run the ball, then let it be. But the blitz really stood out to me because we didn't blitz one time against the Cowboys.
Nope.
And then we come out, and I think I said something. It was like the end of the first quarter, I think we blitzed like 3-4 times already.
Yeah. Ended up with like 7 or 8, I think.
Yeah. So, but you could tell that the blitz helps us a lot just because it just opens up, like they're just rushing, obviously, to get the ball out of their hands. And sometimes it's a mistake.
Well, you bring up a great point, and I guess it makes us go back to the first thing a little bit. In the Dallas game, they didn't do it, and they got little to no pressure, again, with the caveat of Jalen Carter not being there. Vic Fangio saw that, and he changed. So could that be we got seasoned defensive coordinator, unseasoned offensive coordinator? One guy changed up because he saw what he did in week 1 wasn't working, and he wasn't afraid to do it. Did the offensive coordinator who is not as seasoned, maybe he doesn't have that kind of autonomy to do that, or maybe he just didn't do it? I mean, that's a great point you bring up. No blitzes in the first game.
There's another caveat to that as well. Vic Fangio, like you said, seasoned guy. He recognized that the Chiefs were extremely weak on the offensive side of the ball.
Agreed.
And okay, I'm going to send pressure at you, and if you beat me, okay, I'll back it off. But they weren't getting beat. Patrick had no time to get the ball out to the wide receivers.
Absolutely. So we'll swing the question to you, that Sammy answered. On each side of the ball, it could be both. It could be one or the other. Same for you, or did you see something else that really stood out to you that you did like?
No, the blitzing was probably the most, I think Nelson probably didn't stop smiling with all the blitzes that our main man, Nelson, probably didn't stop smiling the way we were throwing the blitz out there. But
he might have had to clean himself off, to be honest with you. He loves the blitz, let me tell you.
But no, that was huge because you knew no matter what, you were in Arrowhead, which is not an easy place to play. And you put the pressure on the Chiefs, who were already in desperation mode to get to a 1-1 record. The offensive side of the ball, I want to see more creativity. It's to me, it's very vanilla, very bland.
Agreed to that.
Very predictable. This is the NFL. If you're going to be predictable, you're going to get burnt.
Agreed. I will say one of the things that did stand out to me that I did like was they didn't take advantage of, and I know it's hard when you're rushing 4 and you're dropping 7. I get it. But there were times when even they blitzed and the O-line picked it up and Jalen had time and he didn't make them pay for it the way he should have made them pay for it. That's one of the things that stood out to me. The offensive line played great. If you think about like the Saquon touchdown, right? You think about it, right? This is what 20 yards out, right?
Yeah.
About that, right?
Yeah, about that.
Turn that play around and you're at your 20. He's hitting his head on the goalpost for 80, right?
Yeah.
So last year he was good for 1, sometimes 2 of those.
I mean,
a game.
Yeah. When you had that whole pause, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way that the offensive line moved on that play to open up that gap for him.
For a guy who doesn't need that big of one, they opened up a huge one.
Pause again.
Pause again. This fucking guy. Talking about me. Anywho, we're going, yeah.
But that's, I mean, and you brought up a great point on Jalen Hurts had sometimes plenty of time to throw the ball to make something happen. And you really didn't see it.
Yeah.
Like, and of course we had to listen to Tom Brady, which Tom Brady knows what he's talking about for the most part, I guess you could say. You know,
he's
the
greatest quarterback.
I kind of would think so, yeah.
But my point is that if everything else is covered, you need to try and just make up something with all that time that they give you. Somebody has to try and get open. Yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm pretty sure he had at one point, he had like 7 seconds in the just waiting. And he didn't do a damn thing with it.
I was watching some videos on Twitter and
on X,
whatever you want to
call
it. It was eye-opening how unopen our wide receivers were on some of these plays. And I'm just like, wow. So where's the scheme to get these guys open, crossing patterns, out routes? At one point, it looked like everybody was on a comebacker. And I'm just like, what are we doing? If you're playing the right defense, they're sitting all over that, waiting to jump that route.
Yeah, I think, not to cut you off, but I think one of the plays was like a double curl on the left side. And it wasn't going to work to begin with. But
yeah, so I saw that one.
I think my dad pointed it out when we were watching it. But it was just, like you said, Joe, I mean, the scheme, I don't know where it was. Hopefully he gets the shit going.
Yeah. I mean, he did have AJ in motion a couple times, which was nice because
start the game off like that.
We didn't see any of that,
and got me excited. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you said that.
See it. Okay. We see AJ in motion because he never goes in motion.
And I don't think we seen AJ till the third quarter.
Yeah.
Again with that whatever he did, he wasn't even looking at the ball.
But like Joey said, there were a lot of, and I watched the all 22. I watched a lot of the game over, and there were some times that just there weren't people open, and it's not because they can't get open. It's, to me, a scheme.
That's scheme.
Like, for as much as we hate to even talk about them or discuss them, because we're going to be talking about them later on in the podcast, I absolutely love the way the Cowboys use CeeDee Lamb. They always find ways to get him open.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what coverage, a lot of the time, almost to their detriment, because Dak forces the ball sometimes. And that's another thing that Jalen Hurts does not do. He's not really crazy about the tight window throws. It's not really his thing. Although he's got a powerful arm and he can make them. He don't set his receivers up for failure. But sometimes when you don't do that, you miss out on a few opportunities. He loves the long ball to Smitty. He loves the quick slant to AJ because, it's right there in my face. I get it ball out and it's right there for him and he catches it. And sometimes he'll catch it for 8 and sometimes he'll go for 20. But, when you're talking that in the middle of the field, safety over the top, one underneath, it's not really his thing. And I think it's because he was trained so well, like, yeah, we're going to stay away from that. And we don't need to do that. And quite honestly, 2 times in his career, he went to the Super Bowl, so it worked. But the league catches up to you sometimes. I'm not saying that happened to him as of yet. We also have to give him some kind of grace because I know we beat it in the head all the time, but another coordinator, man.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Another offensive coordinator. Like, I get used to one guy and he's gone, so.
The other thing, like, we go back to, preseason, no practice, like you said. AJ was also hurt, all of training camp and all of preseason.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Definitely a factor. But, again, you can scheme guys. That doesn't change. Whether you can scheme or not, that's not on the players.
This is true.
So, we'll see what happens.
Yep, we'll see what happens on Sunday.
I do think we're going to we're facing a lesser defense coming up this week. So
lesser defense, but this is probably the more competent offense than we faced in the first couple of weeks.
And we got Vic Fangio on that side. I'm not too worried.
No, you're right. Yeah,
definitely respect that offense, but
yeah, absolutely.
Which one I'm going to worry about more is definitely the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. And to throw something out there with the scheme, Jalen Hurts threw the ball 22 times. With Smitty and Brown together, they only had 9 receptions. So, if you throw it 22 times and they only had 9 receptions combined, do the math.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody else had a target. I mean, they had 1 target each, really. And the only other person that had more than 1 was Saquon. He had 2. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a wide receiver 3, you got to just try and start mixing stuff in.
So, great stat, great point. So, let me just not even piggyback. Let me just try to confirm what you're saying. You're saying that throwing the ball to, it's not that they didn't try to throw the ball to Smitty and AJ. Clearly they did because they had, the most targets and the most catches. It just didn't go for a lot and it didn't really work out. Did the wide receiver, the third receiver, did he have any targets?
John Dotson. He had,
one target, 1 reception, 4 yards.
Yeah. So I'm kind of with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the tight end, 1 target, 1 reception, 6 yards. After we just used Dallas. Or 2.
Targets.
Yeah.
2 targets, 1 reception, 6 yards.
Yeah.
Listening to the stats and listening to what the box score was, I'm still trying to find 20 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does
we did get blessed with a couple short fields.
Yeah, I get that.
But still, yeah.
Yeah.
Your longest reception was Devontae Smith, and that was, 28 yards?
Maybe we should be giving the defense even more credit. Yeah, honestly.
We won that game because of the defense. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
The offense scored 12 points.
Yeah.
I'm saying Jalen Hurts and, Saquon, they scored 12 points because Jake Elliott had 8 himself. 2 extra points, 2 field goals.
Wow. Okay. So we'll see what happens on Sunday.
Yeah.
Things can only go up from here, and I think getting out of there with a win was
huge.
Absolute to the word huge. They got out of there with a win. On to the next week, 2-0. I did want to talk about one thing that we all have to. We talked about this a little bit before the pod. Simple question: have the Eagles found their safety?
Hands down, yes.
Joey?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. So one of the players that we talked about even before the season started, was Andrew Mukuba. Like, we spent a lot of time talking about him. And Ty Robinson, too. But as far as rookie is concerned, and Campbell. But I think we spent more time talking about Mukuba than Campbell because we knew the glaring hole that was there from CJ leaving. We all liked him. He played great for us, helped us win a bowl. We know all that. So we knew that him leaving was a void. And none of us knew how that void was going to be filled. And honestly, up until week 1, we didn't really know how the void was going to be filled. That being said, the last 2 games, do you guys feel comfortable with I think I know the answer to this. Do you guys feel comfortable with
dumb question.
I know, right?
It's a dumb question because
shout out to me asking a dumb question, but yeah, go ahead.
I say absolutely yes. To me, he's a ball hawk. And for my buddies that, decided to think that he's not and that the plays are getting open because he's not following his receivers and shit, you know who you are. And my man was confident. He said, "Oh yeah, Mukuba, he's from Tennessee." Absolutely not. Bro. Get your stats right.
Yeah, so we ain't gonna talk about that dude. Yeah.
From Texas. Get it right, okay? Yeah. I might help you out with one thing. 2 things. You can't say that he's not a ball hawk. I mean, between the tackles that he made, yes, he was there on the interception. I get that. But come on, man. There was another play that happened in the game. It's not coming to my mind. Where he was there. It was just
several of them.
Yeah, there were several of them. You can't just put
he was the best defensive player on the field that day.
Yeah, and like I said, it comes back to and
Quinyon, but yeah.
He was there for the interception. I get Travis Kelce should have caught it. I get that. But you're going to tell me that you didn't see that guy's name throughout the rest of the game? You know what I'm saying? So
before you move on, let's talk about the interception and he was there. If you watch the film, wasn't supposed to be there. He made that play. Yeah, Travis Kelce should have caught it. But that wasn't where he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be following the back. He let him roll. He read what Patrick Mahomes was doing. Not the first time he did it either. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, Kelce should have caught it. Ball pops up. It's right there for him. And we talked about it. We talked about it in the draft podcast. He's always around the ball.
He's a ball hawk.
I mean, he just is. It's a skill. It's not like luck. It's literally a skill for you to be always around the ball. Ed Reed was always around the ball. Yes, he's one of the greatest safeties ever. But what made him one of the greatest safeties ever is that he never was out of position. And when there was a play to be made, he made the play. So, yeah. Joey?
Howie doesn't miss.
Didn't see that coming.
From the moment we drafted him, at this point, if it continues this way, it might be the steal of the entire NFL draft.
Yeah.
The way he's playing now, it's you're talking about could be possibly a star player, and not just for the Eagles, but in the entire NFL.
Yeah, and it's not like he was a 7th round pick. Like he was, he's a second round pick. Yeah. And we said in week 1 about Jahai Campbell, and we said that he looks like he belongs on the field. Same. Yeah. Andrew Mukuba looks like he belongs on the field. And what I noticed, what I saw, what I watched, I want to talk about. You talked about one play, which was the interception. I want to talk about the sack. So he baited Patrick Mahomes into that sack. And the reason why he did it was, if you watch the play, Patrick sends Travis Kelce in motion, follows him, signals, man coverage, points at him. I didn't even notice this while I was watching. I watched it again on Sunday night. So Patrick thinks, oh, he's in man coverage. I can go that way. But it was all fake. He's coming on the blitz the entire time. He baited what many consider the greatest quarterback of this generation into that sack. He was completely confused by it. And that's a rookie. And I'm not sure if that's a Vic Fangio thing. That might be a him thing. Like, he was coming on the blitz the entire time. That wasn't a mystery to him and the defense, but it was a mystery to Patrick Mahomes and the offense. And it was a mystery to Travis Kelce, who, I'll also say, on the interception, if you watch it, his effort to chase after Adrian Mukuba,
Nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
He threw his
You
hand.
could just say nowhere to be found because that
threw it-
offensive lineman, I ain't gonna lie, that boy was hauling that.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. Travis was like,
I don't even think Mukuba seen him coming.
Hell no.
No, he didn't see him.
Yeah, Travis threw up his hands.
He
He's
was
like,
let
let me throw a temper tantrum. I should have caught the football.
Yeah.
That's what he gets, though, man. That's what he gets.
Yeah.
What was I saying when he was doing this thing after he caught a ball and getting everybody hyped?
Oh, yeah. You right. You called that one out, too. Yeah.
It was gonna come back and get him.
Come
And
back.
next thing you know,
came
he
back.
looked like C.D. Lamb and then Travis Kelce when he throws that. You know.
Yeah. But yeah, I too think that we've found our safety of the future. Him and Reed Blankenship, they even play well together. You have to be able to,
Except the one play. I don't mean to cut you off. That wasn't Mukuba's fault, correct? The bomb to
The bomb?
Thornton.
The touchdown.
I wasn't. No, right? Okay.
I hate to be his, beat him up, be the whipping boy, but it was on him. Boy Jackson, let him go.
Who?
Your boy Jackson, let him go. He thinks they're in zone. They're not. Then my son has to be like, oh shit. And I don't know when they do them next gen stats,
He was moving.
but the ground my boy made up, I still don't know how he didn't knock the ball out of his hands. Shout out to Thornton for catching the ball. But he had 20 yards on him, bro.
And caught up to him.
And caught up to him. That's effort. Travis Kelce ain't make that effort. But anyway, that's effort. And
Swifty.
yeah,
He too busy planning on wedding and shit.
yeah, getting down on his knees. Pause. Yeah, so I think we found our guy, and moving forward, at least 90% of the backfield we're set at. We still have one question mark.
Adoree Jackson.
And
I think, you know what's going to take? His ass to get hurt. That's it.
Well, he's going to have another real test this week.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Because
The veteran is
who's-
going on him.
Oh, no.
Pause. Huh?
No.
Oh, well, no, they're going to put... They're gonna put-
Quinyon's following Devontae Adams everywhere.
Yeah, that's great. So fucking Puka Nakua is just going to light the Eagles up.
Yeah, but Puka plays in the slot too, so you got
Yeah, he plays in the slot.
Cooper DeJean.
You know what? Now I think about it, I don't know.
I'm telling you, I think Devontae Smith is going to... Or...
Devontae Adams.
Dumbass. Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
Did
because
you see the stats that
If
boy
I-
put up?
If I had it my way, if I was Vic Fangio, I'm putting Quinyon Mitchell on Devontae Adams.
But guess what? You JA and you at this
I know.
podcast.
I know.
no, but
But
you have a point there because
Devontae Adams, I get it. He had a little bit of a fall from grace after he left Green Bay. Do not get it twisted. He is probably the best route runner in the NFL.
I agree.
Puka Nakua ain't no slouch either.
No, but
when you're talking about
Devontae, it's no secret. Devontae Adams has got the best feet.
boy's a veteran wide receiver.
Right, but I think he might have lost a small step,
Okay,
which is why I would put Quinyon on him, because I think you can not take him out, but you can damn near take him out.
But
if I'm the Rams,
And throw help Adoree's way with Puka.
yeah, if I'm the Rams, I put the speedier, quicker guy. Oh, this dude over here, Jackson. Puka could get 9 catches and 112 yards on that cat. He could, but you gotta, like you said, you gotta help him. You know what I mean? Quinyon can't cover everybody, and I saw like a little bit of a 3 safety look they played with Cooper. He damn sure ain't he went outside a couple of times, which was weird. I didn't understand why he did that. I don't know if
that tackle though, that boy. I think it was the.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Was it the pop? No. Damn.
Yeah,
it was the pop.
Yeah, he did pop. Yeah,
and he pop.
Oh, that's the other thing. Mukuba, excellent tackler.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Excellent tackler. I am loving it.
And back to that sack, because when he came down, real quick, when he came down the hole, pause, he hit, I think it was Jalix Hunt. He tripped over Jalix Hunt.
For the sack?
For the sack. I don't know if you noticed that, but
I did.
He did.
Yeah, I
He
saw him
kinda
like
bumped
rub up
in,
a little bit.
and then-
Yeah.
if he was full speed, I mean,
Yeah,
you can't hit like you can hit in college football, but you know.
But to
Still.
your point about him being a great tackler, the 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
He follows Hollywood Brown. They are trying to pick him off. He runs around it, and he's there to make that play. How many times you watching the Birds a long time? How many times we watched guys that play for the Birds who get there and be like, man, why you couldn't make that play? Guy spins off just for like 2 more yards to get the first down.
Because they don't know how to tackle.
That boy know how to tackle, don't he?
Yeah.
It reminded me of last year with Cooper DeJean on the 4th and 1 when we were playing the Bengals.
Yeah.
Followed Jamar Chase. He knew that ball was coming to him.
You're right.
Met him right there.
You
Good
just
call.
nailed that. Right
Yeah,
on the
good
head,
call. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah. So
being able to tackle in this league is huge.
I wonder if that's a Vic Fangio coaching thing, because not everybody can do it. Even Quinyon can tackle. Like, well, shit, we know Reed Blankenship can tackle.
Bro, there's only one dude on that damn defense that can't tackle. We know who he is.
Well, that's because he's not around the fucking goddamn wide receiver to make a tackle. Well, it could be.
Yeah, like
Vic Fangio we know he's a stern defensive coordinator.
Absolutely.
And he probably doesn't play that. We're not here for big hits. We're here to secure the defense from scoring and to make tackles.
Absolutely.
David threw a play for 5 yards. He better not get 6.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. I didn't until we were talking about it. I was going through my mental Rolodex thinking like, man, like these guys can really, they hit, but they can really tackle. So I don't know what they're doing. Shout out to Vic.
You could still hit somebody hard and make the tackle at the same time.
Yeah.
You don't got to just throw your body weight and hope they fall down. Like,
yeah, and I can't stand.
You can still clean somebody's clock.
Gosh, I can't stand
and take
that.
them to the ground at the same time.
I can't stand that. Turn your body to try to make the big hit, and you think you're gonna knock the dude out. You turn around, you on the ground, and he running down the field for another 10, 15 yards. I can't stand that.
That was like B-Dog. B-Dog brought the hammer, but he made sure you was going down with him.
Absolutely. Well, you know, hitter and a tackler though. Good job, my guys. Another topic I want to hit on. We're just going to do this one real quick. We want to go around the NFC East, talk about what we saw, what we didn't see, because we saw everybody that's in our division play this week. Before we get to the game of the week, and I use that term very loosely, Thursday night, Packers, Commanders. Real quick, what did you guys see from that game? One team is a team that has aspirations to do what we did last year. The other one is in our division that has aspirations to do what we did last year. What did you guys see from the Packers and Commanders game?
Packers look all right. I'm not going to lie. I mean,
Packers defense looks all right.
Yeah. But
we keep it real on here, bro.
But they still put
Packers
up. They
defense
still
looks
put
all
up 27.
Sure.
On Washington.
I'm not worried about Washington.
We'll get to that in a second. As far as the Packers are concerned,
I mean,
not so much the game itself.
I don't know. I didn't even watch it. I just watched like highlights here and there. I really didn't watch it. So
we will be interviewing for the Reggie and Jerome podcast.
I didn't get to watch it either.
Oh my God! Hey, anybody out? No, I'm just playing. Full disclosure, I ain't watched it either, but I did.
All right, we need 3 new members, please.
I did watch a bunch of highlights, and what I saw,
I was too busy watching the Phils, man.
yeah, I get it. I was watching the Phils as well. I wasn't even. I was at a bar. So anyway, but, I was trying to watch them both, and then they was like,
I was watching my damn eyelids. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, you know,
that too.
Yeah, so I didn't finish watching.
Okay,
so
to
recap, the Packers and Commanders. What we should have saw was the Commanders looked a little bit worse than they looked in week 1 against the Giants.
Old.
They do look old. The most bright person out there was actually Zach Ertz, being honest. Like,
yeah, you know what? Yeah, I had him
was.
on my bench in fantasy. I woke up, he had 18 points.
Too.
Damn.
he was the most bright person on the field for the Commanders.
They lost Austin Eckler. He's done for the rest of the year.
I'll tell you what.
Torn Achilles.
I did watch 1 quarter, and what I did notice is they made a huge mistake getting rid of Brian Robinson. Huge mistake.
Who's really not getting much love in San Fran.
Yeah, they made a huge
he fucked my parlay up, by the way. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway. No, I see where
they got that young kid. Was that Krosky Merritt or something like that?
That's Bob.
Yeah.
That's Bob.
Call him Bob. Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah. But
I'm not going to lie. I mean,
I don't know if he's that dude, though.
He's not that dude, but I mean, he's a good runner.
But now you're relying on a rookie running back.
Absolutely.
Who wasn't supposed to be your full-time guy and kind of learn from your vet to go out there and be the starter because vet's hurt and you traded away your other running back.
And now vet needs to retire because
it's a wrap.
Poor Austin Eckler.
Yeah,
it's a wrap.
Thank you for your service, but
and you can't lie, he was a good running back.
No,
especially for
for
the Chargers.
Yeah.
I
don't hate him because he was a Redskin. Because
a Commander.
I still call him
Redskins.
Let's still call him Redskins.
But busted stones, man.
Austin Eckler, when I think of him, I think of his time with the Chargers anyway. So
yeah, and
but I mean,
where's Scary Terry at, man?
Washington does not look convincing at this point.
You haven't gotten the 86 Commanders jersey?
No, I got my 86 Birds jersey.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
That one's more important anyway, bro. That shit got the Super Bowl patch, right?
Super Bowl patch.
That's all that matters.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah.
But, you know what's crazy, and you sit here and compare it, I guess you could say, is
damn. Sorry. I was just looking at the stats from that game. They threw the ball 42 times, the Commanders.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. For an average of 4.8 yards per attempt.
What does Scary Terry have? Out of 44 passes.
5 receptions, 48 yards.
Damn, that kind of sounds like A.J. Brown.
A little bit. Can you see what Debo had?
7 receptions for 44 yards.
And a touchdown.
Zach Ertz led the team with 6 receptions and 64 yards.
That young Zach Ertz. Yes. So to put a bow on Packers and Commanders, because we're not going to really.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, we'll just say that.
Yeah,
we weren't really impressed.
Not impressed. Not impressed by the Commanders in total. Green Bay's got a good defense. They still have a lot to figure out on the offensive side of the ball. Absolutely.
We'll move to our next game, which was, and I use this term loosely, the game of the. I wish I had that Fox sound. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I wish I had that because this was the game of the week. Cowboys and who they played again? Oh, Russell Wilson's. They played the Russell Wilsons this week. The Cowboys and the Giants played.
Cowboys should have lost that game.
When they have the best kicker in the league.
Don't even come down to that, man. I hate when officiating has that big of an impact on the game.
Well,
that was I didn't get to watch most of it because I had a doubleheader. But when I tuned in and maybe 5-10 minutes into me watching, I see a bullshit ass roughing the passer call. There's nothing that fucking pisses me off more.
Yeah,
he was within 2 steps. He wraps Dak up, and they both fall stomach to stomach on their side. That is exactly what they were taught to do because of the new rule.
Yeah.
It's not his fault.
Right?
They were in Dallas.
It's not his fault that he got hit hard and still fell the correct way.
Everybody on the broadcast said it was a bullshit call, A. B, not that I was rooting for any team in that game, but if I'm looking at it objectively, the Giants should have won the game. What I saw from that game was two poorly coached teams. Both of those teams are extremely poorly coached. Offensive, defensive. They just, they look like two teams that were playing. You guys don't really know about soccer, but like they were relegated to like NFL junior and they were trying to play their way to get into the NFL. That's what those teams look like.
Are you talking about foot fairies?
I'm not fucking what you said. But yeah, exactly.
Got you.
Yeah, so that's what I saw. I saw two teams that just
I saw fucking Seahawks Super Bowl Russell Wilson. I don't know where the fuck he came from, what weenies he ate that morning, but that's right. It was the Dallas defense that just
yeah, boy, because he ain't looked like that the week before.
hell no.
Man.
And for all these Dallas fans out there that, a win's a win, y'all lucky you got the win, to be honest with you. And second of all, you shouldn't even be happy about that win. You talk to some Cowboys fans, like I work with one. I was like, were you impressed with that win? He was like, not at all. I'm like, that's the type of Cowboys fan that I want to hear.
Yeah.
Then you got the other Cowboys saying, oh, yeah, we won. Bro, you won, but Russell Wilson fucking threw 450 yards on your head.
Ooh, Russ went back in the Wayback Machine on them boys.
And he threw the ball 41 times. He only, he went 30 for 41, like, for 450 yards.
Damn.
And 3 touchdowns.
And guess what? Lost. So all this shit about, if Jalen Hurts doesn't throw for 250 yards a game, guess what? 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know if my man threw for 400 yards and they took the L,
I'm pissed the fuck off.
I'll be way more pissed off
Hell yeah.
than 100 yards and a dub.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's a video mic'd up from the field during the last kneel of the game where Chris Jones had the balls to say, this fucking guy don't even got 100 yards. First of all, he had 101, but whatever. And Jalen Hurts had the perfect answer in return.
Talk to him.
We won the fucking game. Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Just like that.
How you going to go out there and talk shit? If anything, you just made yourself look even more stupid.
Yeah,
you didn't give up 100 yards and lost.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb. Honestly. But, you know.
Well, I mean, it's between that and Patrick Mahomes leading the running backs in rushing yards. Sorry to say. Oh, wait, hold on. Not once, but twice.
Twice. Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
The defensive scheme was fantastic.
And I'm sorry, Pop. Shout out to you, bro. No offense to you at all, but I'm just saying. I got to put that out there.
Yeah.
We tell the truth on here, right?
Yeah, that's it.
They got to.
We tell the truth.
The Chiefs definitely have to figure it out.
Yeah. They gotta figure it out.
But since we were talking about Cowboys, Giants, that game just showed to me that both teams are ass. And there's no other way to put it.
Yeah, I think, the Birds showed it week 1. They played.
And we really didn't even show much.
No, I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what we played a C+ game.
I would say, yeah.
Right? We still beat them in the C+ game?
Yeah,
without Jalen Carter, too?
Yeah.
We couldn't stop the run, and DBs played okay.
Okay. Yeah, so.
And still walked away with a victory.
At the end of the day, for us, because this is an Eagles pod, as far as the division is concerned, unless something drastically changes, still goes through us.
And I have to do this. We're going to go back to what stood out to me for the Eagles. I know we're rewinding because I really can give 2 fucks about the Cowboys and Giants. My boy Zadarius Smith stepped up, bro.
Oh,
The
vet.
Bro, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
He came in.
I'm glad you brought this up because you talked about him last week. So, yeah.
And I called that shit.
You called it. Talk your shit.
Listen, I understand he's a vet. This is like his 11th year.
Man, he look good, bro.
He looked good. And the way that he just got off the line and got to Patrick Mahomes, I mean, shit. First game in the Eagles jersey and he has a half sack. Come on, bro. Like, that's what we need. We just need that veteran because it just starts all the rest up. I mean, look at Nolan Smith. Go ahead. Steal my thunder. Go ahead.
No, I hope I'm not stealing your thunder, but
Nah.
I'll keep it short. It's beautiful. The culture in Philadelphia is so beautiful because he embraced it immediately.
And he didn't even play his first home game yet.
Embraced it immediately. After the game, he said they came to me and they wanted me to be a BG to these guys, be a veteran presence. And he said, I absolutely love that.
I mean, shit, we said it last week. He had 9 sacks last year.
That's productivity.
That's all I need. That's all I need, dude.
Just need 7.
That's it.
That's all I need.
It's hard. It's hard enough for rookies and just guys that have been in the league, shorter time than what he has that can't even put up 7.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And I'm just talking about and the blitz. He was there. They just put pressure on Patrick Mahomes, which made it 10 times better. And you had Nolan Smith and you had Zadarius Smith, the Smith boys out there.
Uh-oh. I see some T-shirts coming, the Smith boys.
Yeah, they were just, I don't know. I loved watching that. It was weird because it was like, oh, shit, look, we got Zadarius Smith out there. And he was joking around with Nick Sirianni on the sideline too, but it was just cool to see him out there. Like, he looks like he belongs there.
You look happy. You just look happy.
He just looked happy to play and happy to go and help the team win.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
Culture.
And then the Cowboys, of course, they got to start their shit. Oh, we signed Jadeveon Clowney. Well, good luck. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, that'd be amazing if it was 2015. But,
that boy was a dog in 2015. I'm sorry, but
amazing if it was 2015.
He was with the Texans, right?
Yeah. So
good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that.
But yeah, I just had to put that out there for my boys, Zadarius.
You earned that.
Shout
out
to you, bro.
You earned that. I'm glad you got that off. You did your thing on that because you called it. Not gonna lie, I was a little leery on it, but shit, prove me wrong. I didn't know
what it happened. I turned around to you.
You did. You gloated a little bit. I tried to ignore you, but hey man.
And shout out to Nelson for fucking breaking my eardrums.
Oh man, well,
where's the flag? Where's the flag? Nelson, the flag's on the field, bro. Relax.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah. That's all he said. Oh. I know you're gonna hate us for this, but sorry.
Oh,
I had to.
Shout out to my man. Good job, my guys. We went around the NFC East and a little bit of the NFC. We talked about our recap of week 2. We'll be back.
I'd like to take a minute and interrupt the Reggie and Jerome podcast and welcome our new podcast, The Mound Visit, your unofficial trip to the mound for all things Philadelphia Phillies. We're stepping off the rubber, kicking some dirt, and breaking down everything from Broad Street bombs to Citizens Bank drama. Whether you've been riding with the Phils since the vet or just hopped on the Red October train, grab your glove, grab your rally towel, and settle in. This is the Mound Visit, where every episode brings the heat.
And we're back. So, the next portion of the Reggie and Jerome podcast, we're going to talk about week 3. This week 3, against another team that we faced in the playoffs, the vaunted Los Angeles Rams. I think it would be safe to say that this was the toughest test for the Birds last year in the playoffs, was the Rams.
Yes.
So another team that's going to want their lick back. They are going to want to prove that what happened on that snowy field is not going to happen in September. I did watch some of the Rams highlights. I haven't watched any of their games. They kind of look the same, but every team is different the next year. So I'll kick it to you guys. What do you think about this upcoming matchup against the Rams. I don't remember off the top of my head who said what when we picked wins or losses. You guys remember? I know I picked the victory. That I do remember. You remember, Sammy?
Yeah, I had a victory.
Believe I did. I think I had us starting off 3-0.
Yeah, I think you did. You did as well. I think we were the only ones that had the Chiefs loss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about Week 3 versus the Rams?
I think it's going to be a tougher matchup more than the Chiefs game. The only reason I say that is because the Chiefs, they were missing a lot of wide receivers. I mean, they were missing their 2 top wide receivers. But now we go up against a veteran wide receiver, Devontae Adams, and a superstar of Puka Nacua. And he gets that superstar because that dude, his route running, just catching, everything is just outstanding that he does.
True.
And he's a dog, man. He's a dog, too. I got to give him that. But this is where our offense needs to step up because I don't think that their defense is as strong. And the Eagles need to prove a point that our offense is still there and we didn't lose them at all.
I agree. I said it at the beginning of the year. I think it was when we were going over our predictions, and I said the Rams didn't do enough on defense to stop the Eagles offensively. Well, you look at the game against the Titans. Titans are a bad team. They're trying. I do like the young quarterback they got over there.
That game was probably closer than the Rams thought the game was going to be.
Yeah. And Tony Pollard had 92 yards rushing on 20 carries. You give the ball to Saquon 20 times against that defense, and I'm sure they're going to try and scheme differently. I still don't think they're going to have an answer for him. You give the ball to Saquon 20 times, it's probably 200 yards rushing.
I'm pretty sure anything over 22 carries, they're undefeated. Pretty sure. So, yeah.
So, our biggest test is going to be our own offense, I think.
So, okay. Stay right there then. You think our biggest, obviously,
The pass, to be more specifically, the
passing game, right? So,
I'm not worried about Saquon. Saquon's proven he can run over this Los Angeles Rams team, and
not unless they made some big offseason acquisitions. Yeah, you're right.
so
they didn't.
They didn't, right?
I'm not too worried there. But it's going to get to a point where they're going to load the box and you're going to have to throw the football. So, got to get these guys open. Got to get the. Even if you get into a rhythm dinking and dunking, it's going to help you out, right? I want to see your crossing. We saw it with Goddard in the Dallas game, right over the middle, just behind the line, 6-7 yards. It's gonna help you out. I just need to see more of it.
Yeah. So, staying right on that, we obviously have been, talking about the past game a lot, what it is or what it isn't or whatever. So if we look forward and talk about ways that the Birds can win this upcoming week, what are the ways you think they can win? What do they have to do against this team to win?
Offensively? Or
Either way. Yeah, either way.
Well, offensively, you definitely need to get that pass game open. AJ Brown, shout out to you, bro. I love you, but you hurt my fantasy team. And
which he doesn't give a fuck about. But go ahead.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck about that. But maybe go back to reading your book. Not sure. But
my boy AJ catches straps.
I'm sorry, bro.
I don't think it's his fault, bro. I don't think it's his fault.
I don't think it is either. I'm gonna back up a little bit because I don't think it is his fault. But
you're frustrated. It's okay.
I am frustrated just because you think about it. The last 2 years, he's had over 1,000 yards receiving. He's starting out really, really slow this year, which I get. I got it. New offensive coordinator.
He still had 1,000 last year and missed what, 4? Did he miss 4 games or was that the year before?
No, that was last year.
So
Yeah,
Was
because
it four?
we didn't have him against the Buccaneers
Oh, okay.
in Tampa. Anyway,
slow start.
but that's what you need to do. And it's either get him involved, get Smitty involved, get Jahan Dotson involved. I don't think the Rams' corners are strong, really.
Right, yeah.
And no offense, the scheme has to be different than what it was for the past 2 games. And the way I say that is because we seen against the Chiefs, we just talked about it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts had time, but it was the scheme that wasn't getting the receivers open. I think you just need to start mixing in different plays. Like, I don't care if you do. I think they did against the Chiefs a wide receiver screen to Devontae Smith, which I'm pretty sure they did do that.
Mm-hmm.
That got a decent amount of yards. You have dual wide receiver. I don't. It just slipped my mind. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway,
You got a dual threat wide receivers. I feel like
that's pretty much where I'm going. I'm just talking about, like, even if you add a trick play here, a trick play there, you got to get something going.
Agreed.
And the biggest thing is that the way our defense played last game, I think we could see it again. But I feel like it's going to rely on our offense again, just because I think our defense has the capability of stopping the Rams and giving the ball right back to our offense. And we just need to do something other than Saquon, because Saquon, I feel like he's going to do his thing. I mean, he's done it the past 2 weeks. The passing game just isn't there. It's not there, and we just need to get it going.
So I'm going to ask Joey the same question. Before I ask him that question, what we would, was it going to take to win the game? I'll ask you, give me we're going to give our predictions at the end of the game, at the end of the pod. How many points wins this game?
How many points wins this game?
How many points wins this game? And I'm not saying that just for the birds. How many points do you think wins this game?
28.
Okay.
Took the number.
Took
the number right out of my head.
Okay, so you think the same?
28. Yeah.
You think 28 wins the game? I'm pretty close to that. I'm going to say 31 wins this game. I think points are going to be scored in this game. Not only do I think they're going to be scored, they're going to have to be scored. Like there's just too many playmakers on the field.
From both sides.
On both sides, and there ain't no snow. So this game going to look different. There's just too many playmakers. So I think this will be, I don't know what the over is. It's probably in the 47-ish range, I would think. 46 to 47-ish range for this game. So I think, 31 gets it done. As far as, how I think they can win the game, I agree with you, Sammy. It's going to have to be the passing game. It's going to have to come alive. Or the offense period will have to come alive somewhat, but I definitely think you can throw on this team, and that's how they win the game. Flipping it to the other side of the ball, we've discussed our 90% rule, where we think we got 90% of our defense is right there. We got a little bit of a glaring hole. I think they lose it if one or both of those guys they have on the outside go crazy. I think that's how they lose the game.
44.5.
Pretty close. So, Sammy, I'll ask you, how do they lose the game?
I would say either the defense doesn't do what they did against the Chiefs, and we just get torched in the passing game, because I don't think that Kyron Williams is going to run the ball all over us. I think our defensive line is strong enough to stop him. I think it comes down to either us not getting the passing game going, or it's going to be our corner not doing what he's, I can't say capable of doing, but supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. And it also goes on who covers who and, just the way the game plays out. But I would say if we don't get this passing game going and we rely on Saquon all the time, like you said, we're going to get them hurt by week 8, and we're going to lose a lot more ball games if we can't get this passing game going.
One thing I want to mention that you just touched on about, and I don't know how I even forgot about this, when we were talking about who was going to cover who in this game, it's Sean McVay. He, if not anything else, will exploit the weakness on your team. So Quinyon going to be covering everybody, and Adoree Jackson going to be covering everybody. That's just the way they scheme it up. Like, he going to make sure them dudes in motion, they running curls, dig routes, you name it. They going to get balls thrown their way. It's just whether the Eagles can hold up in the secondary. We shall see. We know most of the guys can.
That's the thing is, if Adoree Jackson getting torched like that, I see him getting by halftime, switching out. That's my prediction. I don't think that because they have 2 really good wide receivers, one may have lost a little bit, but like you said, Sean McVay is going to go after the weakness.
Yeah.
And if we have to make a change, we may have to make a change.
Mid-game.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they did it against Dallas, too. Bennett came in for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a pass interference call, but he
came in this Sunday, too. Didn't like what I saw from him. But, yeah, he came in for a couple of plays.
Yeah, and honestly, I keep saying it, that's our weakness.
Yeah.
That's our one weakness on defense is that corner spot.
Agreed. Joey, how do they lose the game?
I want to touch on how they can win the game because I didn't get to touch on that one.
Don't yell at me, Joey.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did tell him to stay put.
I did?
Yeah.
Forgive my heart.
But I'll tackle both here.
Okay.
Here we go. A double whammy.
The Titans put up a total of 284 yards of offense on this Rams team. We all know the Titans aren't constructed the way the Eagles are.
Understatement.
To win this game, you're obviously you're going to have to run the football. Saquon's done that extremely well against the Rams. But you're also going to have to throw the rock. And you might have to throw the rock a little bit more than you think you may need to. You got to get A.J. Brown and Cooper. You got to get them in the pass game. You can't keep going 5 receptions for 30 yards, 40 yards. It's going to catch up to you. And I feel like this is a game where it can catch up to you because on the other side on the other team, you have another high-powered offense who's not missing their stars.
True.
With another veteran quarterback who plays well. He might be dying out there. Like, I saw a couple snaps. I was like, man, if they get to him, he might be out forever. Poor Matt Stafford, man.
Shout out to the homie Matt Stafford.
He's been dealing with some kind of back injury, and it shows at times.
Yeah, true that.
And I don't mean to cut you off. I think we're going to see it this Sunday.
Yeah.
I was going to say the other way we're going to win the game is it's going to be a multiple sack game. I see Jalen Carter repeating what he did in the snow game, just being a menace to society, to those offensive linemen. He was just powering through them in the playoffs, and I have a feeling you're going to see that again. Now that he's got a full game underneath of him, I'm hoping his legs are going to be there, because there were some plays against the Chiefs where he just mailed it in.
Yeah.
No offense. If that whole defensive line's there, like they were against the Chiefs, I think I saw with Jordan Davis, but Jalen Carter steps it up. And you got your edge rushers. I see us winning. I agree with Joey. There's going to be multiple sacks, because you think about it, Matthew Stafford, all he could do is get the ball out of his hand. He ain't running. He ain't running like Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying?
Nowhere. Yeah.
So when it comes to that pressure getting to him, he ain't running, especially with a bad back. I see our edge rushers coming in clutch. We'll get to.
Oh yeah, we're gonna touch on that in a minute. But let's let Joey finish his point. Go ahead.
I'll jump into how we can lose the game. Like you were saying, the wide receivers are going to get on the Ram side, are going to torch somebody and just torment them all game. That's the only way I see us losing. Not too worried about their run game. We do a good job controlling the run from the defensive side, and we've done that for the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not too worried about that. But you got to eliminate one of the wide receivers, which is hard to do, and then you got to control the other one. You keep the other, if let's say we keep Devontae Adams to 40 yards receiving, and Puka has 80. To me, that's a success.
That's a win to me. Not a theoretical win. Yeah, I get it.
But that to me, that's a great defensive day. You got by no means are those two guys any slouches. So, but to me, that's how you win the game. But if Adoree Jackson's out there getting torched by everybody on the Rams, then we got a problem.
Agreed. Great points, my guys. Both of you made really, really compelling arguments about how they could win and how they could lose the game. I don't want to rehash it, but obviously I threw some of my comments out there. I agree with both of you. Those are definitely the ways that they can win and lose the game. Last week, when we got this part of the podcast, we talked about who we thought the breakout players in the upcoming game was going to be. For the most part, we're pretty spot on. So we'll do it again. Joey, I'm going to kick it to you first. Who do you think, you don't have to pick two, you can pick one, you can pick as many as you want. Who do you think in this game will be the breakout player that'll help the Birds get the dub?
Jalen Carter.
Oh.
Simply because he owes it to the home crowd. What he did week 1, unacceptable.
Bit of a spit in the face to the home crowd.
Precisely. So to me, he owes it to not only his teammates, but to the home crowd to go out there and put on a hell of a performance, and I think that's what he's going to do.
Sammy?
I got 3 of them things.
Let him off.
Jalen Hurts, one of them, passing wise, not rushing. I think he definitely does better than what he did against the Chiefs. I think he throws for over 250. I've been hashing him, but A.J. Brown is the next one. At some point, the man's going to break out, and he's just going to have a game. And I think this is the time to do it, and this is the game he does it. I just don't see, like I said, the Rams having strong corners. Just because what I watched against Tennessee, I mean, you talk about Tennessee, they got a lot of old heads. They got Tyler Lockett. They do have the rookie, Calvin Ridley. But they made the Rams defense work.
Mm.
They made the Rams cornerbacks work. And I got a defensive side, and that boy is, I don't know, I may have to rock with him. This is Darius Smith. I may just have to rock with him, bro. I'm not saying, I mean, I'll put a stat on him, but if it's a half a sack or a full sack, he gets to Matthew Stafford. Just because I feel like there's going to be a point in the game to where Matthew Stafford's obviously not paying attention because he's coming from behind. Pause. And Zadarius Smith gets to him, and that's just, he's going to catch him off guard, and I see that. But then, all right, I'm going to add a fourth, and I think it's going to be Nolan Smith. It's going to be one of the edge rushers that really stands out. I'm going to put it that way. And I just think because the pressure that we put on Patrick Mahomes last week, knowing that Patrick Mahomes can get out of the pocket, this is going to be the game to where, boy, Big Nell over there, wherever he's at, this is his game of sacks. And, yeah, that's my prediction.
Well, I'll give mine. Although I don't have to give them because Sammy gave them both. I was most certainly going to say Nolan Smith and Zadarius. I think they're both going to have big games this week. I don't know. I just have a feeling. I have a feeling. I already had the feeling that Nolan Smith was going to have a breakout game at some point. And I kind of circled the calendar on this one. I didn't know Zadarius Smith was even going to be on the team. But from what I saw last week against a beefed up, and that's what people don't realize, they spent the offseason beefing up that offensive line because whatever happened in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
He didn't even play that many snaps, but you saw him every time he was on the field. My boy was clearly working out.
Oh, yeah.
While he wasn't signed. And maybe part of the plan is not to play him so much. But at some point, if he's in a decent enough shape, he got to get more snaps.
You're just going to have to let him ride.
Yeah, you're going to have to. Yeah, you can let him rock out. So, yeah, those are the two I got. I'm just going to stick with those two. Obviously, I want the same things on the offensive side of the ball. But I'm going to let those two guys rock out as my breakout players for this week. I see a combined 3 sacks.
Okay.
That's what I see.
And to butt off of Zadarius Smith, I know we keep gassing him up, but out of the whole Eagles defense against the Chiefs, he was number 6 on tackles. Out of the whole team.
Playing part-time.
Yeah. He didn't, like you said, he didn't play every snap. He wasn't always out there, but he had 4 total tackles and 2 solo tackles and then a half sack.
Wow, that's really fucking amazing.
But I do agree with you, and it's just because, and I think we both agree together that you seen it last game against the Chiefs on the pressure that we got, even without blitzing. You seen the pressure that we got to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And like I keep saying, I don't think Matthew Stafford can get out of the pocket like that.
Yeah, he ain't running like Patrick was.
Nah, and I give Patrick Mahomes credit. Some of them he should have been sacked, and some of them he got out of, and he ran all over the Eagles. But hey, it is what it is. They had to come up with something to do.
Oh yeah, because if you don't run,
there was nothing.
That game is 20-3.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I got the same shit. Good job, Sammy. We're gonna end it
before
we end it.
Before we get into our end here, I want to give a shout out to our punter, Braden Man.
Oh, breakout player of the game.
He is probably, along with the defense, the reason why we won the football game.
Very rarely hear that about a punter, but you are absolutely right.
5
Continue.
punts for a total of 274 yards. His longest punt was from our 15-yard line, and it traveled 70 yards.
In the air?
In the air.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He averaged 54.8 yards a punt.
Talk about pinning the opposing offense in their own territory.
So
this on Twitter said punt traveled 79 yards in the air, but ESPN has it at 70. But regardless.
Yeah. When it was his time to shine, he helped us.
274 yards. Punting.
Goddamn 2 football fields. And more.
Almost 3
Almost
football
3
fields.
Yeah.
Wow. So shout out to my boy Lamar. He used to play for the Redskins, and he also played for the Bengals. He had a 5-sack, 10 tackle game. And he got back to his locker at home, the home facility, and he had a note on his locker requesting that he got tested for steroids. Jake and Brandon.
Yeah, they got that slip waiting for them on that locker.
No, because I don't know where this came from, guys. But because Jake hit one that was good from 65, 67.
Registered at 58, but yeah.
That thing was good from 65, 67. And one of them balls Brandon kicked, I don't know if it came down yet. Like, you absolutely right.
He kicked that bitch out of the back of the end zone, Brandon, man. The one that you're talking about, that it doesn't even I don't even think it came down yet. But that was a touchback. But we were all sitting there, we were like, damn.
Where did this come from?
And then it keeps going and going.
Yeah.
Like,
just multiple ways to win a game, man. And special teams is definitely one of them.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Keep it up, guys, because
amen.
There's going to be there might be a couple of 15 to 10 games. We're going to need both of y'all to do the same exact thing. So, good job. Shout out to special teams. Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up like we wrap up every week. We're going to give our score predictions on the game and who we think is going to win. Joey, I'll start with you first this time.
It's going to be another close one. I got this on 1-score game. I think we take home a W 30-24. Just seems appropriate. Both teams with high-powered offenses, while we haven't really seen much from the Eagles. This is the week it's going to happen.
Fair enough. Sammy C?
I got it closer. I have 27-24 Eagles. I think we went off a field goal. I don't like saying it, but hey, we're truthful on here.
A win is a win is a win, hey, my brother.
That's all I say. We talked about it last podcast. A win is a win. And you don't have to be fancy. A win is a win. That's all I need.
Nope. A dub in the dub column looks the same any way you look at it. My prediction, very similar to yours. I have it 28-24. I think they put up 4 touchdowns, and they hold on to win the game. Very similarly to they did in the playoffs. Maybe they stopped the Rams in the fourth quarter on the final drive, but I see it 28-24. You're going to have to score points in this game. 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns ain't going to get it. You're going to need at least 3.
That's going to be one of those games where I'm going to feel like I'm having a heart attack.
Well, that's what I was going to say, boys.
But when we win, I'm going to feel all better.
What I was going to say, boys, is on Sunday, make sure you bring your blood pressure medication because we're probably going to need it. That's what I think,
Hydrochlorothone.
Yeah.
I will have it.
And before we end the podcast real quick, I just want to do a shout out to everybody that listens to us and supports us. Really appreciate you guys. We did come out with a little podcast on the Mount visit. We love the support on that also. And listen, you can always reach out to us on Instagram, DJ's Podcast Network. If you want to talk about it or you have stuff to say, listen, we can always make it happen. We always love, what people have to say. And we just do it just to have fun. But shout out to you guys for real for the love and support that you show us.
And to piggyback on what Sammy said, those are the places that if you want to get our attention, that's where you get the attention. I'm going to reiterate this again. don't come up to me in CVS and tell me you heard something on one of the podcasts that you want to talk about. Hit us up. We'll even shout you out, and then we can talk about it. If you really about that life and we think you're good enough, there's always a warm and open mic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we are by no means expert at this, but I think we know our shit. So if you do want to get on this warm mic, you better be prepared.
Even if you can't make it on the mic, we got a call in button too.
Yeah, you can call in. However you want to do it.
Whatever, but for real, shout us out or hit us up. Like I said, follow us on Instagram on DJ's Pod.
DJS
or
underscore
DJS.
podcast network.
Thanks, JA. And we'll shout you out, but we'll talk.
Yeah.
So
most certainly.
we're not afraid to talk. That's
no.
damn sure.
We bring it. You just got to be willing to, kick it back to us because, like I said, we're not experts, but don't think we just on here talking shit for the sake of talking shit. We do this. And if I do say so myself, I think we do it pretty good. Guys, another great podcast. Can't wait till Sunday to see what the birds do. We also have to, maybe by Sunday we
got to get talking about those fields.
Maybe a 2 seed is locked up. Shit, at this rate,
they're not too. They're in contention for the number 1 seed.
They close to the 1 seed.
Are they a game and a half? No, a game, aren't they?
I think they're a game and a half or one of them. Yeah, I mean
they're a game and a half.
Game and a half.
What are they in the loss column?
2 behind the
2. Okay, so technically they're 2 because the Brewers would have to lose. I don't know what the head-to-head is between them, but I think they beat them. I think they won the series against them, if I'm not mistaken. The Brewers thing is crazy to me. I don't even know. I know we should probably say this for another podcast, but the Brewers thing is crazy to me. They literally were about to sell. They were talking about trading players, and then they just went on this incredible run. Not as incredible as the Harrison Bader-led Phillies run, but pretty damn good run they're on. So we definitely got to talk about that, and you guys can catch us on a mound visit coming up real shortly because we got to get that out because it's playoff time.
Hell yeah,
it's around the corner.
Red October, baby.
We got to talk about them fightings.
And Derek, shout out to you, bro. That's all I got to say. Shout out to you. Last Reggie and Jerome, you started that off with you had tears in my eyes, man. I give you full credit.
Yeah, man, that was tough.
And there's a lot of people that said it. And
I started to cut you off, but I had started on my way to work just to listen back to it. 10 seconds since I said I can't do this.
You called me. You called me when you did that. He was like, "Yeah, I had to shut that shit off."
I can't listen to this.
He said, "I can't do it."
Oh
wow!
But I give you full credit, man. And
beautiful words.
Yes, absolutely beautiful words.
Well, thank you guys. Obviously, I meant every bit of it. My mom was my rock, and she's like I said there. I know she's with me, and she most certainly would love this. I can tell you that. This is something my mom always said I should have been like a writer or something like that. So this is an extension of that. And she did get a chance to hear this. I think the second one, she got a chance to hear. And she was just like, wow, I can't believe you guys are really doing this. So thanks. I appreciate those kind words. I'd be lying to say if it wasn't a rough couple of weeks, but it's getting better every day. And I know she's shouting "Go Birds" right now.
Hell
so
yeah.
that's all I can ask for. So thanks, guys. This was great. We're gonna do this soon again. Well, obviously we're gonna do this every week because you guys are stuck with us until the Super Bowl.
Until we go back to back, baby.
To the Super Bowl, you guys are stuck with us. But great job, guys. We're gonna end it like we always end it.
Go Birds.
We out.